Fatal blow. Lizzie Cundy calling public boycott Meg's podcast after she took a sly dig at the royal. Meghan Markle, 41, had an extended break from the Archetypes podcast to coincide with the period of royal mourning for Queen Elizabeth II after her death on September 8. As the podcast begins again today, Lizzie Cundy, 54, has slammed the Suits actress for worrying the royals each week with its contents, believing that the only way forward following the Queen's death would be for her to stop the Archetypes podcast. The nation was pleased to see Prince Harry and Meghan join the future king, Prince William, and his wife Kate Middleton in Windsor earlier this month to see tributes left for the late monarch. Express.co.uk asked Lizzie if she thought William's extended olive branch of inviting the isolated pair to Windsor would slow down their criticism of the monarchy. Lizzie replied, "I think something like this makes you realize that the problems you think are huge aren't that big, and are they really worth it? Hopefully it will make them all reflect and there will be a way forward. For me, I think the way forward would be if Harry dropped the book and if Meghan stopped the podcast. As they're all family, and I think that would be the only way. But I do think there's hope now, which I didn't have before, as I thought it had gone too far," she added. Lizzie also hoped Meghan being welcomed with open arms would leave the former actress to be reflective over her future actions. She continued, "I really hope that they are really reflective and take a look at the country in its joint mourning. I hope she can maybe take a look at the love she is getting from the country." She walked along the side at Windsor with kids giving her flowers and many hugging her. And if she could see the love from the country and the grief of the king and the family, she may take a step back and think it's not worth doing. Lizzie went on, "I do think what was written in the Cut magazine 2 weeks before the Queen's death and the podcasts do cause the family a lot of worry for the royals and the rest of the world." Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, signed a massive deal with Spotify in 2021 following their exit from the royal family. When news broke that the couple would be raking in roughly $25 million from the agreement with the streaming platform, they found themselves in deep water, and fans later criticized both Meghan and Prince Harry after they failed to put out any content with Spotify last year. This year, however, Meghan released her podcast Archetypes, which was announced in March. A teaser was released that featured the Duchess sharing what the show would be about. "I'm Meghan and this is Archetypes, the podcast where we dissect, explore, and subvert the labels that try to hold women back," she shared. "I'll have conversations with women who know all too well how these typecasts shape our narratives. And I'll talk to historians to understand how we even got here in the first place." While the podcast was met with mixed reviews following the release of its first 2 episodes, fans keep coming back for more. After having to take a brief hiatus from the project following the death of Queen Elizabeth II, Archetypes returned on October 4, and fans think Meghan may have thrown a sly jab at the royal family in her latest episode. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, returned with a new episode of her Archetypes podcast following a hiatus due to the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. The first episode featured Margaret Cho and Lisa Ling, where they talked about stereotypes, especially those that Asian women have to deal with in the United States. After taking in the latest episode, some fans speculated that Meghan took a sly dig at the royal family. Some thought she may have been addressing her in-laws when speaking about identity.
Bye.